So, who are you? You've been on Channel before.
Hey, Robert. Jean Paoli. We talked, yeah.
And you're the co-creator of XML, right?
Right.
And you've had a fantastic week, and you have a guest here in your...
I had a great week with my friend Brian Jones here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, how's it going?
Hey, you were just on Channel. You got slash-shotted. You got a slash-shotted there. So
yeah, I had a great week.
So you guys just announced the new XML file formats in Office 12 and Office 2000 and 2003.
Yeah, yeah.
So what's the reaction been?
Oh, hey, you see this phone? I have been responding to the phone since I don't know how long. Just great emails. We have been waiting. I've been waiting with Brian since 2 years now to be able to talk about it, right? I mean, it's just when we started working on it, it just was like, when we were closing 2003, and it just was really, really great.
Yeah.
It's just.
So how's your email load been? I've been watching your blog.
Yeah. No, but it's been a lot of fun. It's been a lot of fun. There's been a lot of great reaction to it. So it's fun reading all the articles. There have been some great articles out there. People are really getting like what the cool parts about this are, all the stuff that they can do. And the great part, like John and I were just talking about how, this is just kind of the beginning. We haven't even got to the point of like telling people about the schemas and showing them what the formats are going to look like. Yeah. It's really more high level at this point. And so we can't wait to, as we get closer to the betas, really start to provide more details and show more
examples. Now you're about to hop on a plane to TechEd, right?
Yeah, I'm going down to TechEd on Sunday, and I'll be down there for the whole week. So
what are you guys going to show off there? This will probably air after, or at TechEd or after TechEd.
Okay, yeah, so at TechEd we're going to we'll talk about just, the general, like what's going on, what the impact is to people, end users, developers. I'm going to show a few demos of stuff that you can do. Maybe just kind of like what I showed you last week, just going and taking a file and opening it up, showing some stuff. We'll probably go a little bit further, talking about things like, how embedded objects work, and just some general use cases. And then in addition to that, a guy from PowerPoint, Sean Villaron, Chad Rothschild from Excel, and Scott Walker. And John, are you going to be down there how long are you going to be down there?
A couple of days.
A couple of days.
Absolutely.
So yeah, all of us
are going to be
down
at the TechEd also to discuss about the file format. So it's going to be very fun, actually. I'm actually, personally, this is something on top of the technology also. Yeah. So it's really a vision that we have since a long time.
Well, you've had this vision. You're one of the co-creators, right, of XML.
Yeah.
Tell us why you created XML. What is it about XML that got you so passionate? Because you came in my office the other day and you were just very passionate about what XML and what these new file formats mean for the world.
Well, a lot of the memory of the people are in documents today. The memory meaning, not only documents for work, but document for, for books. And so since a long time, we always dreamed in the HTML community a long time ago, 20 years ago, and when I came to Microsoft, we started XML and all this, was to basically open up those formats. And it's very important because the implications, I believe, are not only technical, they are really, at the society level, because then you can access books, you can access writings, you can access, poems, you can access all of these things in an open manner, and you can reuse it, right? You can index it, you can create new documents. It's a very fundamental, I would say, change. And what's making me really happy is that when we started with Office 2003, it was really the very first kind of XML for the masses. But now what we're doing is moving, we have 400 million users. I mean, it's a huge set of people, right? And I believe they have billions of documents, right? We don't know the numbers. And we are organizing basically a massive transfer of these documents to be open in XML format. This is our Office open XML format that will be then accessible to any developers, to any program, Microsoft or non-Microsoft. This is not, this is not theory. What I'm telling you here, Robert, it's really true. This is happening, and we are going to start having demos at TechEd, and we are shipping.
Now, last week I said, I wonder what Slashdot's going to think about this. And sure enough, there was a lot. How many comments? Hundreds of comments on Slashdot. And some of the fears, I guess, are is this really, can I really use this format as a developer? Can I really write to and read from it? And is Microsoft going to come and say, no, don't touch our format?
I have been in Microsoft for 9 years, right? And I have this question every time we do everything with XML, so I'm really used to it. So it's like, number 100 times somebody asked me the same question. And when we did put XML in IE, when we did XML in web services, when we put XML in InfoPass, when we put in Office, so the response is yes, yes, yes to everything you said. Those formats are really open. What does it mean? They are going to have full documentation. The documentation for Office 2003 is already on the web today.
Yeah.
In full documentation, we're writing a schema, multiple schemas, using the W3C schema language to define them very precisely. And then there is a license that and it's a royalty-free license, meaning you don't have to pay to Microsoft, or you don't have to sign anything. So I'm not a lawyer, once again, but you can go and look at what the license says, and basically it means that you can read and write any file created using this format if you are a developer, and if it works, if you are open source or not open source. Now, of course, you need to see what kind of license open source you are using to be compatible, but that's what it means. And this is something that I presented personally to a lot of governments, to a lot of people, in the EU, to the Danish government, to state of Massachusetts. They have lawyers, they went and looked at it, and then they were happy with the license, and that's why they actually said, fine, we can use it as an open format. So for me, this is kind of since 18 months we went with this license, explained it to the world, and for me this is just now established that yes, you are a developer, you can use our XML format.
Yeah. Now, when are you going to put the schemas, when are you going to tell us all about the intricacies of these file formats?
Yeah, it's not clear yet exactly when the timing's going to be. It'll kind of be, most likely it'll be staged out. At this point the schemas aren't even close to being ready. We're still, right in the middle of development. But ideally we get them out there, before beta 1, so people are prepared for it. I'd even like to try and get some example files out there before that, but we'll kind of have some stage stuff where really building up to the full-blown, the full schemas, documentation. Jean and I have talked forever about tons of examples that we can put out there, that we can, we've gone and brainstormed on those for a long time. Like, what are all the different things people want to do that we can go and put examples out there for?
Yeah.
And that'll just all be staged over.
Now, for normal non-developer users, people like my mom or normal people, the file format mostly is smaller.
Yeah.
That's the main benefit for a non-developer.
Yeah, for a non-developer, well, and then obviously, as time goes on, as developers start to build stuff around it, then people will start to see the advantages of that, the people that are non-developers, because there'll be more tools that do cool stuff with their files, right?
And for developers, this really opens up a whole new world that didn't exist, right?
That's exactly the point. This is why we're doing this. It's for developers. I don't want even to start sizing the opportunities for developers. This is just mind-staggering. Remember when each time we started doing, an open format came, right? Let's say HTML, right? A lot of people start working on it. Here, think about it. You can have documents, and you don't have to have a Microsoft product, or you can have a Microsoft product. And you can take this document, slice it apart. I don't know, you can create automatic slides presentation. You can take information from your Excel spreadsheet and publish it on the internet. You can take actually the information from a Word document and start indexing it, fully indexing it in document management system. You can actually create Word document automatically, like reports, or putting together pieces of information and sending them to print in Word or something. These things just are the starting of really a lot of opportunities for partners of Microsoft, for developers. And the cool thing is, this is just XML. Anybody who knows how to program using a Java XML parser or Microsoft or Sun or an open source, whatever, can start hacking around basically with this format. Yeah. You can generate with Perl script if you like, or VI or whatever, right? Those XML format. And
yeah, we were doing Notepad last week.
And Notepad, of course, Notepad is a great editor for XML, right? Yeah. And you just put them together, just hack them around, and now you have a document. Yeah. And the cool thing is, An end user doesn't see this, right? For him, it's a docx file. That's what it is, and the magic is inside.
Yeah. I saw a couple other questions. Why only Word, Excel, and PowerPoint? Will this new file format come out in like OneNote or Visio? I saw mention, and Access and Outlook, and so there's other things in the Office file family that have.
Yeah, there are a ton. This was kind of the really. I mean, Jean will tell you that there's actually XML support's just been coming in total stages, right?
Yeah.
Like everything from back in Office 2000 when we first did HTML with just like little blurbs of XML for document properties. And then we moved forward where Excel had the first XML format, that last version of Word had WordML. And so really we're moving in stages of the different applications kind of moving forward with XML support. Visio has that XML support for 2 versions now. They're not using the zip container that we're using, but they've had XML support for quite a while. And so, you can imagine eventually it would make sense for maybe them to move there. And then other applications could easily start to follow too.
Yeah. I'm really a persistent person, and I really believe in this area people need to be very persistent and long term. I remember I worked actually with the Office team. I worked with the Office team, since 9 years, and I remember I worked with Mark Olson. I remember Brian when he put this XML snippet inside of HTML. So I was actually building the XML standard. It was not yet completely frozen, and the Office team decided, working with me, to put these XML, we call them XML Island, because I wanted to have metadata. I'm talking about, like 97 or something, to do Office 2000. So it has to be very, very staged, because we have 400 million users. I mean, this is a staggering number of people to deal with, of legacy application, and so we have this responsibility, and so we, and then after that we have to think about creative steps to make this work, because we have big customers, we have small customers, we have people who, I want to send you a letter, I want to make sure that you can read it. So you don't just play with these things, we just have to be responsible. And as much as, Brian and I and the whole Office team is very, very excited about XML, we just have to implement it correctly. And it takes a lot of time. I mean, Brian, we started this new project 2 years ago, right? I mean, with Sean. I think Sean and Chad are going to be in TechEd also, and Rob Little from the Word team, the dev team. So we have been working together since 2 years just to do this announcement today. It just takes a lot of time.
Yeah. It's that's why I was so excited when I saw it. I said, I know how hard it is for the Office team to do something, and this is a big thing for the Office team.
Oh yes, we drink a lot of champagne, by the way.
Hey, where is mine?
French cheese and champagne.
Yeah. That was one of the other questions. Was why not go with a format that, like the Oasis file foundation,
that
came out.
Open document from Oasis. Yeah, this is a question. Also, we have a lot of time, and we discussed it a lot in the Office team. And the problem is just, once again, backward compatibility.
Yeah.
So, when you try to move 400 million people from a document, set of features, basically, right? Because they have been using the Office, Office features of Microsoft Office since years and years. So you need to be able to organize properly the movement from, let's say, .doc, .xls, and .powerpoint, .ppt to the XML equivalent. So the way you think about it is, we say we want to be able to be backward compatible, meaning making sure that every single feature, big or small. Here we're not talking about, just bold, italic, and paragraph, right? Because that's pretty simple. You don't even need XML for that. You can use XML, XHTML, or HTML to do that, which we suppose is not. But if you really want full feature, okay, you need every single document on earth, right, which has been created by Microsoft Office one of these days, right, 10 years ago, to be able to be moved without losing any feature. We needed to go with the dev team, the program management team, think about every single feature and create an XML, correspondence. And so how do we do that? Well, that's called creating a new format, and of course we could have taken another approach, which take another format, whatever it is, and, discuss and add things to it. But at the end of the day, it would have been basically polluting another format or shoehorning it And I don't know if the result would have been better. You see, it's a real problem here because of the legacy that we have of our responsibility. And you know, when you have a vision of moving every single document to XML, well, you know, you go and try to find creative solutions to be able to do this movement and to be, more importantly, accepted by the industry. You know, we could have done anything, and then after that, what would have been the result? You know, the people need to think about that.
Yeah.
And so for us, even by doing our own format, you know, you need to talk with the dev team and with the program management team. It was very hard to just go and just design it properly in order to reflect all the features, right? You have not only features, but you have to be fast, etc. So a lot of work on every single feature that.
A lot of sleepless nights.
Yeah.
A lot of. Say that again.
A lot of fun, but yeah.
A lot of sleepless
A lot of
nights.
work.
A lot of work.
Yeah.
You know, for people who aren't software developers, we can't comprehend the work, right? What is it like? You know, when you were working on it, you know, take a feature like PowerPoint transitions. You know, how do you guys argue with that out? How it should be done in XML?
It's a huge amount of work, and there's just a ton of really great people that are working on the product, right? And so we've had the teamwork has been great between the three applications and working on these new formats, finding out, you know, where things should be common, where things it doesn't make sense to have them common, and really it's been amazing. But yeah, it's been a ton of work.
Do you have a room somewhere where you have all the API, all
No.
all the XML spread out on the wall, and you're
Take more than just one room, I think. But no, we don't have that. That would probably drive us nuts. It's much nicer to look at it more in a localized way.
Yeah.
For a certain area at a time. Everything at once would be a little too much. No, but it's.
I just don't have any concept of your world, and most people I've seen who have been, you know, taking pot shots or commenting on the blogs, I don't think have any concept of the size of Office. And like you said, the size of the installed base.
Absolutely.
And
Yeah.
the commitment you guys had to have to making sure it's full fidelity. And
Oh,
I
yeah,
think that's
yeah.
the big shift. Everybody said, oh, they did XML in 2003, right? But it wasn't default. And
Yeah.
whenever you say it's not default, that means it not really.
Well, PowerPoint did not exist, right?
Yeah.
So PowerPoint is a big work. You know, our friend Sean
Yeah.
in PowerPoint team, you know,
Yeah,
and
the
we
most
met
fun
with
work.
him multiple times. And by the way, discussing about zip, right? I mean, the early discussion, right, Brian, we had, remember, it came a lot from the fact that, well, we were thinking about PowerPoint now.
Yeah.
And so I remember we sat down in my office with the four of us, and then we started thinking about the size, right? And the PowerPoint folks said, well, you know what? We have a lot of images, and so we're not going to be able to encode them. Basically, it makes the size bigger, and so we need to compress them instead, right? I mean, so we started thinking about what are the best options, and then of course we thought about everything that we knew, which was open and could compress, and of course zip is like one of the first. So that's where we started thinking about using zip, and then of course from the beginning of thinking about zip, then to kind of decide, it took us like 6 months with Brian just to go see and decide with everybody and think if it's really, you know, fast and if it doesn't work, and the developers doing prototypes. I mean, it's complicated stuff. I mean, it seems very nice to see now, and it's really, you know, we have been very happy the last 2 days here in you know, in Microsoft, not all the XML things, but it's really a lot of work. So anyhow, we have to ship it now, but you know.
Yep, that was Tim Bray, who's the other co-creator who now
Yes.
works at Sun,
Yes,
said, now
absolutely.
you guys have to ship.
Thanks, Tim. I know Microsoft will ship it.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I know. The Office team always ship on time, so
Yeah.
that's something.
Anything else we should know? You know,
Come
that
to
came out
TechEd.
of the-
Come to TechEd. We will be in TechEd.
Well, TechEd sold out, so if you don't have
All
a
right.
TechEd,
Well.
so you guys will have lots of stuff up on your blog and
Yeah,
on
I'll
the
keep
sites.
blogging for at least until we release. At least
You got a blog. You're in the blog world now. We're not letting you go. We're not letting you go back and hide in Building 36 from the blogosphere. We're gonna come over there and wrap your knuckles.
Okay, so I guess I'll be doing it for a lot longer than you.
Yeah. You're not allowed to join the Eric Rutter School of Blogging. Hey, Eric, it's time to blog again. But it's been a few months. But wow. Okay.
Yeah, no, it's been fun.
Wow. So sometime later this summer, we're going to see file formats and start to.
Yeah, we'll start to see.
SDK or something.
It's yeah. I'm not sure like what order things will start to come out in. But yeah, there'll be just the schemas themselves. They'll, we already have the one developer white paper that is linked to from all over. It's up on my blog too. That kind of starts it off. But yeah, we'll have stuff, the schemas, the diagrams that show how the files lay out, all that kind of stuff. Not just going to come over the next at least half year or something.
And I would like really to add that we really announce early because we want developer feedback on the schema, on the actual tags, on how it works. There is already today a Microsoft website on the Office, Office site where you can post, technical feedback on word processing ML on the XML schema for Word and for 2003. So
now,
please continue.
how different are these formats than the Word ML?
It is based on that. It just has been upgraded for example, word processing ML. Just take it the same, but broke it in little pieces, put it in a zip file.
Okay.
Yeah, the Word one will look fairly similar. If somebody knows Word ML, the Word from 2003, the Word schema will look fairly similar. Excel is making some big changes just to really make it a beefier format that's really ready for full fidelity. And PowerPoint is just completely brand new. So that one's
Excel had some gaps in the full fidelity, for example, with tables and other things. So they are doing big changes to be full fidelity and big additions and PowerPoint. But so once again, really for me, the big message is I really would love to have developers trying the format, giving us feedback early on. That's why we're doing all this announcement far before, right?
Yeah.
And so as soon as Brian said, the format is up and running, up and published, I would love to have people.
Are you guys going to the PDC?
Yep. Yeah, we'll be at PDC. PDC is another. Well, there'll be even more information at PDC. Much more in detail.
That's where the hardcore geeks are coming.
That's right.
Absolutely.
Yeah. That's gonna be a lot of fun too.
Yeah.
And also, not just getting feedback on the schemas, but even like we're coming out this early, getting feedback on what are the things that people want to do with the files, and let us know so we're making sure that we've designed them so that they work well for those scenarios. What kind of tools?
So somebody said, "Where's the RSS? Save as RSS."
Now people can do these kind of things themselves. You see? I mean, really, you can start adding additions to Office as standalone or not using those formats.
Yeah.
It's really true, and you can do it, and you're licensed to do it, right? I mean, you have an open royalty-free license to do that, so you can do it.
Yep. Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, see you guys next time, and thanks again.
Yeah,
congrats
definitely.
on the shipping. That was big news. Is that 100 newspapers or something like that? Or?
I don't even know.
Yes. It was incredible. We had more than 100.
Every time I came by your office, you were on the phone. So.
Yeah, it's just an email. You haven't seen my mailbox. It's just a lot of people sending, congratulations and kind of saying that it's really nice, and just to see that it's.
What's it like to change the world? I mean, you're one of a handful of people who really dramatically changed the world, right?
Well, thank you for saying that.
Yeah.
I just believe in one thing, which is this open document vision, and I just believe in it. So I'm very happy to have help somewhere. I guess it's very important. Very important.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thanks.
Great stuff.
Thanks.